Hello, Lisa here. If you go to sleep at night and you feel like you've done something, more than likely you have. We consider that you work for the army of the Lord or you're working for the bad guys. Either way, I'm speaking to you. These theorems are based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading the Bible, and my own personal experiences. Now, this is almost the end of this year of the snake. Thank effing God. We're all shedding our skin. We're all getting rid of some negative stuff. Hopefully, this is the last fucking few hours people can do negative shit to light workers, okay? Because I think at some point on the coming of the new year, things end. I was told the 27th and the 29th, and is a court battle going on with this conglomerate. There's an evil coven conglomerate that has just taken steps a little bit too far because they're ignorant, they're in their 40s, they don't know when to stop. They think because their bodies are trim, they can fuck with anybody and do any fucking thing what they want because they're famous, they have money, and I'm so pretty. Well, no, you're not. You with the eyebrows, you're disgusting. You disgust so many people. I'm really angry today, and you'll see that in my energy. So I apologize in advance, but take my anger and use it for yourself. And I want to talk a little bit about anger. Okay, so when they put us in fear, fear keeps us from going forward, okay? And that's this whole Truman Show thing. I hear the tarot readers mention the Truman Show. Now, I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. So this is for anybody else dealing with a Truman Show issue. If they constantly put fear in your mind, that's because you're intended to do something amazing. Just say, God, take that fear, rip it from me, and He will. Use your anger. Okay, remember, anger, controlled effing anger, is a powerful energy. Oh my God. If you can take that anger and take it, visualize your enemy, and smite them, you will smite them through the dream time. Trust me, this is true. Take the anger and use it constructively. A lot of times, a good letter, a well-written letter that documents everything, poetry that says it all, art with the colors. Take your anger, transmute it energetically. It's a powerful force. Anger does not lower you. Anger used correctly just makes you like a ball of flame. Know this to be true. Anger is a powerful force. Fear is the one that keeps you dragged down. When you get angry, you're about ready to break out of the gate like a thoroughbred who's gonna raise his best because he's angry. Trust me. Trust me on that, people. Now, I got this transmission from God. These are words from God. These are not mine. I try to channel, but I have too much of a personality, and God gets upset with me a little bit. So, it's a little bit of a political statement. I don't really like to be political because I really don't effing care. You know what? We all make mistakes. I think Donald Trump's doing a good thing. I looked over some of the things he was working on, and you know what they're upset about? They're upset about because the rich motherfuckers are going to have to pay more money in taxes. It's about fucking time, people. Oh my God. And then they call him this is tyranny. Fuck. No, it's not tyranny, it's justice. That tyranny rhetoric, Mr. I've been smoking too many weeds, too much weed. It's really obvious that the guy who came out, they put his face on the internet. I'm not going to say his name, but it's really obvious that you made that statement. You're fucking high and you're just told what to say. You're like a robot. If you're like a robot, please extricate yourself from the world somehow. It's disgusting. Why are those people on TV? I don't get it. All right, here's the words. The dreams nightmares are made of. That is what the energy of the conglomerate of energy weapons is creating. A nightmare of devastating consequences. The creation of school shooters, they party and revel in that as ordinary citizens are sacrificed to keep a few select in the debauched glory of energetic success. Oh, look, we killed a few more nobodies. Yay! Snort, snort, glug, glug, party, party. And the look on that comedian's face with the ignorant Democratic rhetoric of, oh, Donald Trump, tyranny. He's doing tyranny. Oh, tyranny. What a bunch of crap. Can't you think of a better word? You fucking Democrats, tyranny. You know, go read the dictionary. People really question what you're visually, people, you need to question what you're visually consuming. Elite people, like that comedian who called Donald Trump that he's tyranny, create their own little gangs. They have the money to create their own little gangs and co-op and use wealth, talent, the lighting, the money to pay people to play ops. And it's not sanctioned by our government. So you've got a bunch of mini governments doing many things to make the government, our American government is being co-opted by conglomerate organizations and rich people. It's not sanctioned by the government, and when Mr. Comedian uses that word tyranny, just transpose that word into anarchy, okay? Because truly, people, we are not living under tyrannical times. We're living in anarchy. And that's the theme of this message. People, we live in absolute, complete anarchy. And I've had a few, since the last time I came on this channel and spoke out, if I told you, and I'm not going to reiterate the negativity that's happening in my life, but it is absolute effing anarchy. I had to call the FBI. Let's put it that way. Wherein the corporations and billionaires are doing things within their own jurisdictions without a police force of any real source to question or hold them back. I'm being harassed, a conspiracy. Can't go to the police and the FBI really, fill out some IE3 reports. Me and you, us regular folk who are struggling to survive, we are complicit to complete anarchy. Wake up, dreamers. Wake up. It more than sucks out there, and it is the worst of dog-eat-dog times. I have to say, I think what I see happening in some ways is worse than what people went through during the Depression. We need marked accountability. McCarthy era stuff. I do believe entertainment people were questioned at that time. I personally believe Donald Trump is doing good things and trying to balance this good and bad thing. I mean, after all, I looked up what he's working on, and he's working on making billionaires pay higher taxes. I do believe it is possible for him, Mr. President, to not be seeing the bigger picture. After all, there's conglomerates of covens out there. where they put on these black effing robes, people, and they're in the basement of churches. Some of them give money to churches and pretend to be preachers, pretend to be godly, and they chant and do coven witchcraft work against all the leaders of the effing world. Every single country with any bit of influence is being affected by some kind of witchcraft, warlockery, coven bullshit. They pay people. So the president's not seeing the bigger picture. He's actually being sequestered by witchcraft and warlockery. They're overwhelmed by the conspiracy, secrecy, and the intent of certain corporate functionaries. And for the gazillion billionaires, you all do magic. Can it, vet it, null it, make it right. Make it right. And some of you corporate billionaire owners, are you aware of the covens in your systems? Are you aware that you have people in your companies who are doing magic against all the leaders of the world? You should vet them. You should vet. Before the end of the year, you should put on a program to vet every fucking employee and find out where their heart lies. And know that what is in your heart doesn't reside in all of us. We forget. We think people think like us. Like I think people think like me, who understand the dream time, who understand that God's bigger than it all. But not everybody thinks that way. A lot of these people don't believe in God. Get to know who you really employ. Vet your people. It would probably save you some significant money. Okay? Because those people who work for covens, if they don't like that you're on a right path, they will mentally make somebody not see something that ends up costing your company far a lot of money, or your shit gets shipped off to China or Australia instead of coming here. They do stuff like that, okay? And so, energetic nightmare creators, God's ever trying to stay in a somewhat position of control. Working from the inside out, Dolores Cannon said. Working from the inside out. So we see random people out of nowhere dropping dead. Bizarre things being exposed. So as we awaken and vibrate our thoughts of righteousness and positivity, our light shines and slowly exposes an energetic contest of arm wrestling. Spiritually goes on, and every single one of us is a wrestler in that program. Whether you know it or not, you're wrestling. You're on the side of God's arm, trying to keep his arm upright in that arm wrestle for good and bad. I was angry with God the day I wrote this. I did it. I shook my fist at him. I'd say very effed up things. I say the things the preachers say not to say. I say it. If a preacher tells you don't do this, I do it. Because I'm a contrary individual. And then I got these words, and it was like, what the fuck? So my punishment is to come out here and say these things to you with this effing wig on. I will admit, I marvel that I still exist because of all the coven work at me. I marvel that I still exist, and God, at least the one I talk to, allows me to shake my fist at him. And for that fact that I can do that, I have gratitude and give any glory in these words to the Most High, because they're not mine. We are living in anarchy. Donald Trump, all his advisors, all people in any form of power need our prayers. They need our effing prayers. Support and understanding. Just remember, in the end, hopefully, loving kindness will always win. At least I hope so. But if you are abused and harried, when you awaken and get really, really angry, controlled anger is a most powerful force. Okay? Energetic vampires should really be careful of whose anger switch they trip. Some are so insanely creative, powerful, when the anger switch is flipped on, they can transmute their anger to the one very thing that will destroy the enemy. That's what super empaths do. And that's all I have to say on that. So if you've been through the trial and tribulation of a Truman Show, you've been empowered in some ways. If you made it through and you realize you're not effing crazy and you're still standing and you're angry, that anger is powerful. When these people attack us, it's fear that keeps us low on the totem pole, and fear keeps us from moving forward. But when you get angry, you square your shoulders back and you be like fucking Clint Eastwood and say, "Make my day. Come at me, you MFers. Just come at me. Come at me today before the end of the year. I effing dare you." Peace out, everybody. That's all I have to say today.